guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, guess who I'm here with? I'm here with my darling husband, the man behind everything you see out there. Every good thing, we don't support bad things. I'm so excited to be here with my husband. This is what I have been praying for over the years. Almost 4 good years I have been away in Liberia. I know distant love is not easy, but as God could have it through prayer and supplication, And today, here I am with my love to celebrate. So guys, we have all of these papers and we're gonna be choosing whatever you choose, what it says, that's what you're gonna do. So follow the game, all right? Okay, you be the first.
No, ladies first.
Ladies and gentlemen, alright. Hey, I shouldn't choose.
Okay, then if you want me to do it, then you want me to do it, you want me to shake it in a...
No, it's okay, no.
And then just go like this and then shake it around and do this. Alright.
Okay.
Or you want to just...
No, it's okay.
Or you don't want it to...
Alright. Okay, this one says, who says sorry first after a misunderstanding? Me. Do you agree? I said sorry first, guys. I said sorry first because we women, we have to always put our wings down and be submissive. Sometimes these guys, when they are even wrong, they don't want to admit to say they are wrong. They'll be so pumper and things. Within themselves they are wrong. So at times, even if I'm right, I still say sorry just to keep the peace.
So set the record straight. No. If I'm wrong, I acknowledge that I'm wrong. But I started off in the beginning. And then I'll say what happened, and then I'll go about explaining why I came to that realization. Because in the times of when things seem to be very turbulent and emotional, and one thing that I can say is a way of advisement, don't be so quick to speak out in a rage of emotion, because you can't take it back once you utter it. And so you need to be very careful and very, articulate with your words. When you orchestrate your words in such a way that can be very frank and very direct in the times of very intense conversation, emotions are flaring, you need to be able to just stay on course and have a certain directness as what you're coming to, because two people that's emotional in an argument will never actually grasp reality. So somebody has to be the anchor while the other ship is above the water sailing, just floating with the water, but that anchor is going to keep you there and keep them down. So women, y'all,
yeah,
I can do stuff.
Okay, choose yours.
How many years have you been married for? We just said it in the introduction. It's 5 years. We've been married 5 years. But let me a little bit emphasize on those 5 years. So out of those 5 years, this is the first year my wife has been here in this country. And so that 5 years all has itself a chapter 1 and a chapter 2 in terms of the way in which our life has unfolded. Of course, immigration and things of that nature as to how to get people here in terms of people that are lawfully married the correct way and they truly love one another, and given the situation as to how Africa can be and how things can be as far as coming from a country that is impoverished or not doing as well as certain other countries, whether it be Europe or Australia or some other parts of Asia, where people may be more affluent and have more financial gain. it was very difficult in the sense that it caused so much delay on top of COVID-19 to mention to get my wife here. So it was a myriad of flying across the ocean, seeing my wife for a few weeks, twice a year, constantly, calls, FaceTimes on WhatsApp and Messenger, and just trying to just keep everything going, but understanding that it took God in the midst of all of that. It took God in the midst of everything to keep it going. They say long distance relationships don't work, right? But you must ask yourself this question before you ask that question. What do you base your relationship on? What are your foundational principles? And so those 5 years that we had, it was God at the beginning of it. Because it was God that put us together, and it is God that got us through to this particular point to get us back over here to even have this video. So that 5 years, I can tell you, is that it is actually very, very, very challenging, but at the same time, it was spiritually uplifting. So 5 years, 5 impactful years.
Yes, guys, that's it though. You have to put God first in everything you do, including your marriage. A prayerful wife is important in relationship.
Prayer first.
So prayer first. The two shall pray, but you, the woman, should really be prayerful too.
So what's the question you have now?
My question says, who said I love you first? He said he loved me first. Yes, guys, he said he loved me first.
Man wants a woman. When man loves a woman, he knows in his mind what he wants to do. And one thing I always advise, you never want to date your wife and marry your girlfriend. So when you see the one that you really want, you better love that one, and you better hold on to that one and have it in your mind, your vision of what it is. Because I know they have this soul saying about happy wife, happy life. But there's also too, happy man, happy plan. And if he sees this, the one that he wants, he's gonna have a plan for her. And I had a plan for this one. So yeah, I said I love you. And I showed that through the deliberation, devotion, and making sure that the God that I serve, that brought us together, showed her the depth of a man's love and what he can do for his woman. So that's what I did.
And I love you back. Yeah, babe.
I got mine here.
Let's see.
What do you enjoy about being married? So, every man, and what I can say about this is, there comes a time in a man's life where you get tired of being a child in the mind. Yeah, you go to high school, you go to college, you go off to do whatever it is, a trade or military, however, whoever it is may be. And you go around the world, you experience life, right? But as a man that provisions and a man that's supposed to assume the role as a leader of the household, you need to be able to have order in your life. And so anytime you are dating this one, going here, flying there, it can be chaotic. And sometimes you just want to be able to say, you know what? It's time for me to build something that will have an everlasting impact on my legacy, on my life, and be something that's worth of value. And so being married to the right woman, such as my wife here, it is something in which I enjoy in a sense because we base our marriage upon the foundation of God and understanding that the linear roles that we have underneath God, our Father. And so when I met my wife, I met her in the church on that side. That part is something in which is another backstory, but it is something in which my father and myself, when I met my wife and I said I was really interested in her, she said, okay, we can meet. But she wanted me to meet her at the church first. And my father was happened to be in the country when I was there. He was like, who is this girl? Who actually wants us to go and meet her first at our church? Come invite us to church first before we even did anything else. I was like, wow, this is something different. And so I wasn't used to that. But I said to myself, this is very, very interesting. And it piqued my interest. And it really brought me back to that very thing that I started this off with. And that is, What is your purpose? What is the founding principles of how your relationship is established? And so what I enjoy is being able to go to work, do what it is that I need to do, provide for my family, and know that the foundational principles that establish a marriage, what is built upon that lasts, she has it built inside of her. And I found that. And so I enjoy being married to the right woman. It's not just being married just for paper, for the wedding, for all the bells and whistles, but it's for the foundational principles, because there is duty in marriage. Because sometimes happiness is not there, but you have to work through it, and having that right person to work through it with is going to be all the more reason to be able to fight for it, to keep going and pushing through, because it's not a 50-50 thing. It can be a 90-10, it can be a 50-50 and for a few seconds, because happiness is fleeting. You can be sad in the morning, angry in the afternoon, and then happy again in the evening. So you cannot base it upon that, but you have to base it upon duty, the principles, and the loving God. And so that's what my wife has done. And so that's what I love about being married, because she understands that, and we vibe so well together when it comes down to that.
All right, almost the same question, but it came different way. It says, how you feel about being married? I feel good, guys. I feel so good. I feel guided, supported, and loved. I mean, I'm so proud to be married to my African king, my African hunter knight.
I was hunting.
That's a secret. So we need to bring him to Africa to hunt. I will carry him to my bush to go hunt. He's an African hunter.
And I've been in Africa and I've been hunting and I found my prey.
If you are listening to me now, you have been thinking like, sometimes people say, you are so young, why you got married? It's good to be married at this time, guys. I'm 29 years old. And some people still say I'm young to be married. It's good. Because when you are married, especially to the rightful person, love is not just about money, but understanding and, forgiveness, patience, time, and communication. That's one of the key things, communication.
And last but not least, faith.
Yeah. Faith
in God.
In God. That's all, guys. I know marriage is not for children.
It's not.
But you have to put God first and be prayerful so that God will help you to take you through. So I'm happy being married, and yes, I feel good being married. Not just being married, but to my African knight. Yes.
Turn king.
African knight, African king.
It says, give one piece of advice to married people out there, especially newlyweds. Know your purpose in this marriage and with your partner. Don't try to cross roads, because you men, you must protect and provide for your family, but women, the wife, should be able to nurture and be able to uplift that man to be the best version of himself, that already has the plan to be able to be the version of that what he's trying to accomplish. Because women, they love a man with a vision. And also too, they love a man that knows how to deal with adversity. There's things that happen in life that is unforeseen, but being that calm is what is really purposeful for a man to be able to give their wife, for her to be in that best version of herself, because it's like a yin and a yang. It goes together, and we're better together than we are apart. Understanding that and having God as the reason as to why you came together. Understand those purposes linearly. God, man, woman, children, together. And it's not slavery, but together as one. That right there is going to be it. So you men out there, don't be a boy getting married. And girls, don't put the cart in front of the horse in terms of doing everything in front. All these things, career and getting all your stuff together. Oh, I'm independent, I don't need a man, and all these things. And then, oh yeah, I'm gonna settle for it now. I just need it now. I'm telling you, let that man do that. You rest yourself. Because if you get that man that actually has that vision, you don't want to be slaving out there, because they ask any of these women that's out there that's going through it. And if you had to go out there and struggle and get it done, did you want to do it that way? They'll tell you no. They rather have a man out there that's behind them, that supports them, and at the same time they can come back to, they can look to. So I just want to be able to tell people, know your purpose and know your role. Know your purpose and role. That's the number one advice I can give. And understand everything is linear. That's why we are better together than we are apart. But if we are trying to be, I'm trying to be the woman or acting like one, and she's acting like a man, it will throw us all out of alignment of what God intended us to be. And so we should always understand that in the very values of the spiritual confinement of marriage, a linear understanding from God, man, woman to children, we understand that as long as we understand the rules and as long as we understand the purpose of those roles and in putting it on each other, we will ensure that marriage has a better chance of surviving the test of time.
So guys, that's it. That was the game, and babe, I hope you enjoyed the game.
Well, it had a little commentary at the end, because it looks like there's one more in here, but what it says, are you ready to continue this path?
Are you ready to continue?
Of course.
Okay.
And that's what should be the answer for those who are going through it. Do not just get married for the sake of marriage, for the sake of telling your friends and showing off to say, oh, I'm married, look at my hardware, look at my ring, look at the marriage. Don't look at that, because I'm gonna tell you, that's the wedding. That is not a marriage, that's a wedding. There's a terminology for that. You want the wedding, or do you want to be a wife? And that's what you first start off as. You go from girlfriend to fiance to bride to wife now. And so we're talking about the wife life, not the bride life. And so if that is what you want, it is not for you. Be willing to say yes to this last question. You are ready to continue the path. Find the right one that you need to be around, and understand that that is what it's based upon. It's not about the money. It's not about the status. It's not about pleasing other people to allow that what you see, everything out there going on as is about who's next to you. Pray daily and be devoted. And that is what I can say, keep God first. That's all I can tell you.
All right. So my last advice, not the least to you out there, is marriage is not for children. Don't feel like marriage is like a football game. So you just want, like my husband said, you just want to get married because you want to look beautiful in a wedding gown or you want a wedding ring. No. Don't think like that. If you want to get married because you are waiting to stay. Don't think about divorce. Don't never mention divorce whenever you are arguing if you get married. Always pray when things are difficult. Pray to God and ask Him for direction. Alright? Please be patient as a married couples. Be patient. Work together as a team. Do not hide from each other. Be transparent. Be prayerful. Always put God first. Have devotion every day, no matter what. If you are even busy, make sure you call your partner on his cell phone. If he or she is to work, you'll have devotion together, because the devil don't like to see it. That is why whenever you get married, let's say you can be tempted to divorce. Always run to God and give your problem to Him, then going to people explaining from John Brown to Peter. Whenever situation comes your way from your husband or your wife, go and kneel down in your bedroom. And I learned this from my pastor, Bishop Minika. Go and kneel down in your bedroom and pray. And pray to God. Say, God, this is the situation I cannot understand. I know some days it will be hard. You have to share it. You have to tell people, but know who to tell your problem to. Alright? So that's it. Do not be afraid to get married. We are happily married, and guys, join us. I can't wait to see a lot of youth getting married. All right? Be patient, love one another, The love should not be to one side. Respect one another. Woman, be submissive to your husband. Don't mind because you're making money and then you want to act like you the watching in the home, you the king. Men love to feel like a king in the home. If you don't know, even the Bible said it, woman, be submissive. So always support your husband by being submissive, by respecting him, his family. Don't just love the man, love the man family also, and whoever behind him in as much as he love you and your friends and your family. So love him, love his family, respect him, cook his good food.